Hey guys, it's Will. So today we're going to be going over KULR stock again. Hopefully you guys enjoy. So KULR stock has been on a run up to $5.60. So I want you guys to realize this before we get into it. And last night, my wife and I were standing in the backyard and we watched this string of Starlink satellites streak across the sky. It was pretty unreal, guys. And it was something out of like a sci-fi movie or something like that. But the thing is, SpaceX isn't the only company that's making some history here, guys. In 2026, they're launching a rideshare mission with this tiny $2 stock called KULR Tech. And this is the same company, we covered it a lot. It's the same company that's keeping NASA's Mars rovers from melting and Tesla's batteries from exploding. So it isn't just about the rockets and the EVs, guys. If we look at their tech, there's also thermal carbon composite cathodes that might serve as an extreme innovation in space. So we're going to see how that plays into this $2 a share stock, what it's really worth. We'll go over some things, financials, fundamentals, and the chart here. But here's the thing, guys. Stockmates, which is our community where we go live and you get to see what I trade right before and how we sell. That's our membership. It's the second link in the description. It's on sale and the deal's expiring soon here. It's our January sale. Once it's gone, you'll miss the live trades at market open. So we talk about AI, quantum computing, space stocks like Rigetti, QBTS, RCAT, or in this case, KULR stock. And then also you get right now a custom profit plan tailored to those sectors when you sign up. It's on that thank you page, and also some real-time breakdowns on some of the hottest stocks on Wall Street. So when we're looking at KULR stock, when we're looking at all these space companies, I want you to know I show you exactly how I'm positioning my money to be up. Today we're at 3.3% on the day, and how we are investing in this quantum race, the AI boom. If you want to see it at market open tomorrow, Stockmates, that second link down below. Clock's ticking on that sale, so make sure to grab it. So let's get into this. What we notice about KULR stock is, if I remember correctly, we had some drawings here. We do. Okay, so these are the previous levels that we had mapped out. Some previous support and then previous resistance. It was acting as a support and previous resistance right there. It was downtrending pretty significantly, and it is at this previous support. We saw it bounce there today. It dropped down to under $2, down to $1.97. Start to see it recover and retest this EMA. If it's going to reverse back to this previous high right here, this previous resistance, most likely we'd see it first break above this EMA. The RSI, the MACD, looking a little bit oversold, so more like a buy. And here's the thing about KULR stock. We're going to get into financials. There's three parts we look at here. The market. So space tech is growing, expected to be a $6.5 billion industry here in the near term for space batteries and the industry that they're in. But also, we're talking about the technicals here. When I look at the technicals, it looks like it's going down. There's not a whole lot of indication, a little bit of a bounce today. We'll see if it holds this. If it does, that's good indication. We'll consolidate, possibly push up to that $2.70 range. But the thing that I think a lot of people don't realize in any investment, and this is what most longer term or highly skilled traders realize, is in order for you to be able to make money trading a stock like KULR, you're going to have to most likely endure a feeling of, it's not even a feeling, it is a higher level of risk than most stocks. If we look at KULR stock, let's take a look at their financials a little bit. They are still just a $488 million company. So the market cap there is pretty small. So the swings are going to be pretty huge. And while we can go into some of the tech, they're right next to Lockheed Martin. They got contracts with SpaceX, or not Space. They have a rideshare mission with SpaceX in 2026, which is interesting. They're they're paying SpaceX to be there. But they also have NASA contracts. They got Lockheed Martin contracts. And also, they're in a space right there in Texas that is next to all the other space companies, which puts them at an advantage for working in those partnerships. Outside of the market cap here and looking at the risk, right now it does seem like there's indication of a buy if it holds this level. But otherwise, what we could see is a sell back down. Now, I would urge caution because it's showing signs of possibly holding this level, a little bit of a risky play because it has a greater chance of continuing in the direction it's going than reversing. And so when we take that into account, you got to think about that. I do like how it's positioning itself. It does seem like if it's going to reverse right now, it's been showing signs of bouncing on this level. The actual financials that we saw from the company were looking a little more promising. We saw them actually improve their revenue. Year over year, it's up 63% on their net income. Their net profit margins were up 65% year over year. Their net operating income up 66% year over year. Net in cash up 31%. And revenue is up 4.5%, almost 5% year over year. Now, when we look at some of their investments, we know they're heavily invested in Bitcoin. It's not showing any signs of correlation. We could see Bitcoin in its moves recently, it's up a little bit over 0.25%, but KULR stock's down 6.5%. So there's no correlation that I've seen, even though they have $50 million of Bitcoin and their average purchase price is just under $100,000. So that was an investment they made that so far has been profitable. If we do the math there, it's about $1.5 million that they've made, which is significant. If you look at their net income of negative $2 million, if they've made $1.5 million on Bitcoin, so far that puts them kind of into break even on net income, which is a good sign. Some people say, why invest in Bitcoin if they can invest in research and development? They're already heavily in research and development, so it makes sense. And if they have cash parked in a bank account, history over the past 10 years and what the asset classes are doing, you just see Bitcoin surpass silver in its market cap recently. It hasn't surpassed gold, but it's pretty close. That just shows that Bitcoin is a store of value and is appreciating more than the dollar. So they'd rather hold Bitcoins than US dollars, which makes sense. You even see Federal Reserve acknowledging Bitcoin as gold. So that's a key move that they made recently. So in this level, if we're going to see a bounce here, it's most likely going to be about a 30% swing. That's if it bounces, and that's if it gets back to this previous resistance. What we could see too with KULR stock, which we know it hasn't been able to break out of this level, but we always look kind of down from every single indicator. We're looking at the news. You guys know we just looked at the financials. On top of that, we're looking at the MACD, the RSI. We're looking at support and resistance. It all comes down to the probabilities of what's going to give us the best chance to be able to predict where it's going to go. Can we predict it based solely on one indicator? Highly unlikely. Can we use all of the indicators and know how to read them good and make educated investments and trades? Yes, absolutely. That's what's led to us to be able to grow consistently, to be able to find good investments and beat the market. And so when it comes down to this investment, we could even throw in some Fibonacci sequence or Fibonacci retracements. How you do that is you go from the top, $5.60 is where it peaked out. You see that trend coming down, so you're going to follow the trend. You're going to go to the lowest low that it's had since that trend to its current price, which is right here. And then from there, you're going to drag it up to potentially where you could see it getting to. So in this case, if we see, let me retrace that because I accidentally pressed a button there. From here to previous highs, right? So if we're swinging there, let's just play on this really low level. Let's say, hey, let's get back to this previous resistance to at least consolidate and not be fully previous highs. The buy ratio for a swing up to there from where we currently are at is at $2.16. So it's got some swinging to do. If it gets up into this golden ratio, that would show it's above the EMA. It's probably crossing over the MACD and the RSI at that point, which would indicate more of a buy. And so when we get in this $2.18 to $2.30 range, that's a short-term outlook. If you look on the long term, if you're playing a longer term swing and you'd like to see it get to previous highs or higher, then that would be more of a $3 range. It gets up in above $3, could indicate more of a buy, and you'd be looking to sell in one of these ranges up here between $4 and $6. On the other hand, if you take advantage of it, you might catch an extra 10% if you're willing to take on that risk, which if you want a big reward, that's what you'll have to do. But if you're just conservatively trading this and looking to make some money, then that's how I would approach it. Most likely we'll be trading it at market open, depending on how it moves at market open. If you guys would like to be there, it's that second link down below to join Stockmates. And we go live every day at market open. If I earned you guys thumbs up, hit that like button. Do consider subscribing. Appreciate you all, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.